everybody, it's Christy from Christy's Beautiful Life here for another layout using my stash kit. I am struggling. So we are supposed to be doing for the Spiegel Mom Scraps a theme about taking us back and doing 90 themes. So I didn't do a layout this week, even though I was supposed to, but we only have to do 3 episodes a month, and I happen to do them every single week. So I figure taking 1 week off really isn't going to hurt much. But I don't know, I was struggling. So I watched Christina's layout today that she created for her Wednesday video on the Spiegel Mom Scraps YouTube channel, and I loved her design. And immediately I knew I had to scrap lift that. So I started with figuring out which photos I want to use, and these are photos from my son's birthday this year. And every year I do 3 layouts for birthdays, and they go into 3 different parts of my album system. So the one I'm creating right now will go into the one that celebrates his birthday, normally his birthday party, and what we've done for his birthday or what gifts he gets, and that is one section. I do a layout about just, I can't believe you're whatever age and what's changed in his life and all of that, and that goes in our family album in whatever year that is. And then I also have a section in Jackson's album that is just 3 layouts a year that represent Jackson at that age. And so I always have a birthday photo, and then a personality trait thing that happened within that year, and something he likes, stuff like that. And so that's 3 layouts I have to create about a birthday. And I only took 5 pictures for his birthday because I was working and we didn't do much. He's only 3, so I haven't done any birthday parties for him, like involving friends or anything like that. So they're not, the most exciting birthdays ever. So I ended up taking these 3 photos, and 2 of them have his cake on it, and that was really throwing me off. So how I decided to fix that, long story short, sorry about that, is I'm going to put my title over the cake, and it's going to say, it's a really boring title for me, and it's rare for me to just literally put what it is. I literally just say happy birthday, and that's going to be the title of this layout. It's boring, but it used up my these green thickers that I keep saying I have a hard time using, but I'm using them up. So obviously I've been able to work with them, but I probably wouldn't gravitate to buying this color again now that I've owned them and noticed how hard they were to use. And I'll just spell out the word B-Day, and you see that I'm manipulating a V to make it an A, and I'm fine with that. And then I just had this little puffy sticker that says happy, and that's how I'm going to do it. And it's going to go right over one of the photos of the cake, and I'm pointing to you right there. Now, like I said, this is meant to be a scrap lift of Christina's layout. So I loved her vertical design on how she lined up her photos and angled the paper and all of that, but I didn't have what I was looking for within my stash kit. So what really ends up happening is I take that yellow piece of 6x6 paper, is really truly the only piece from my kit that I'm using. Everything else I just grabbed from my 6x6 paper, so I'm still using stuff, and I'm totally fine with this. But I use those because I like the colors. They played off of each other, and I needed something with a little bit of green because the cake is so green. And I'm just kind of sort of ignoring at the moment the fact that his shirt, he's wearing a Connect shirt, and it's that bright blue. So at the moment I'm just kind of ignoring that and pretending like I just don't see it. But as I'm putting down my title and embellishing a little bit here and there, it's now starting to bother me that there's blue focused right in the middle of this layout but nowhere else on the page. So that brings me to the fact that I need to do some mixed media. And the other thing that I've noticed is I have slid all of my photos and put them right in the middle of the layout instead of the way Christina had it, where it was off to the side. So I've kind of snuck everything into the middle, and it's a little straighter, and by the end of the layout it's almost an exact straight up and down I kind of forgot that I wanted everything on an angle. It is on a little bit of an angle, but it's not as sharp as I was originally planning on this layout being. So like I said, I was kind of struggling. I'm just trying to scrap through this kind of slump I'm having, and you might not notice it because I've been providing a lot of content for you to watch, but I'm struggling. And for my Spiegel Mom Scraps, I'm really struggling with this month's theme, and I was originally going to post this onto the Spiegel Mom Scraps YouTube channel because I do use sequins, but it has nothing to do with the 90s at all. Nothing. So I am just skipping this week, and I know Jody will so graciously be okay with that because she knows that I post every Tuesday when I can. So next Tuesday, I will have a video, and hopefully within that 90s theme. I'm determined to figure out one more layout I can create that's a 90s theme, and hopefully something about myself as a child, and I'll get that up for the channel next Tuesday. So anyways, long story short, you see I'm kind of just decorating. I went through my sticker sheets that I have and pulled out just some things that I thought would work for this. It's a birthday layout, so it's supposed to be kind of fun and happy and all of that, and I'm just trying to do that. And I put on one of these stickers that says Happy Day, and it's meant to be a photo, like go on top of your photos. It's from Simple Stories, but it blended in so much to my photo that it wasn't standing out and you could barely read it. And because I get my photos printed in matte, you can't, once you put a sticker down, you cannot pick it back up, or you're going to have sticky residue, or your photo's going to be ruined. So I just took my pen and just wrote over the yellow in black, and I like that because it, first of all, it adds a little pop of black up there, which helps the fact that I used a black pattern paper at the bottom. And I really like that. So now is where I'm going to go in and work on the fact that I need blue on this layout. Some way, somehow, I need blue. So I'm going to prep my page with gesso. I was looking for my paintbrush and could not find it anywhere, so I just end up using my hand. I hate using my hand to spread gesso. I know it's not a big deal, but I absolutely hate the feeling of it on my hands. And I really wanted to get this done, so I didn't even like stop and wash my hands. I just kept going. And I'm just going to do the packaging technique here. So I'm going to add some of this blue that's the same color as this shirt, and at the top is going to be the packaging technique, and then I splatter. And I also do the same thing in yellow. But what's really neat is it kind of turned into this greeny yellow color, and it was actually like the perfect happy accident because it matched perfectly with his cake, and that just, oh, I'm so happy with the way that turned out. So you don't see me do it all. It's magically now done, and it was the perfect kind of pop of color. And then I decided I was going to switch my photos around. The black was bothering me at the bottom, and so I'm going to move it to the middle, and that my title's then in the middle, which I also appreciate and like that. And I'm going to grab some of this pattern paper. This is from the Paige Evans, her very first collection, so the Fancy Free line. And I just like that it's a pop of polka dot, and polka dot to me kind of says birthday, so it worked really well there. And then I added a black strip just to kind of help ground that side of the page and bring in a little bit more of a black element. I also found this really cute, I kind of fussy cut it out, and it's from a Christmas line actually, but I liked the balloons, so I'm going to use those to kind of help, again, represent the birthday party type feel. And I am also going to do my journaling, which you see me write out on the green by the photo of the cake that isn't covered up. And my journaling is going to talk about how for Jackson's birthday, he got to go to daycare and be with his friends. He really likes to go to his daycare. It's a learning center, and so his mind is always active during the entire day, and he really enjoys that. So it talks about that he got to do that. And then because when I'm at work, his grandma picks him up and drops him off here at home, and she bought him a trampoline for his birthday. And let me tell you, when I walked in that door on his birthday, I was very shocked to see a trampoline in our house, but it's just one of those little toddler ones, and it works in it. He really loves it, so it's fine. But that's what he got for his birthday, his big birthday present. and that Sean made him wait to eat his cake until I got home, which I loved because then I got to watch him eat it and blow out his candle and all of that. And so it was a very kind of low-key birthday. We did have a birthday party for him with our family the following weekend, and he loved that and was very spoiled with gifts by his family. And that's just kind of what it's talking about, but it helps kind of tell the third part of the story of his day. And I like that I do 3 separate layouts. And even though I struggled with this layout, in the end, I'm really happy with the way this turns out. So sometimes you just need to scrap through your problem and it'll just turn out. So there you have it. As you can see, everything kind of ended up being straight and not wonky whatsoever, but that's fine. I'm just going with it. And I'm just trying to see if there's anything else I can add. And what I find is one more balloon that I'm going to add to my title, and that way it kind of carries through the theme of party to me. And as I was ripping the first little bit of the polka dot paper from the Fancy Free collection, I ripped a second piece, and just by the way I had ripped it, it fit perfectly on my right hand side of the layout, because there is a lot of white space right there and it needs something, anything to kind of help make the layout just feel a little bit more complete. And so I'll add that as well. And then I go through with my Spiegelmom scrap sequence, because like I said, I was kind of planning on just turning this into a layout for Spiegelmom scraps, but it just, I don't know, I just don't want to. It's not as high a quality as I like to post for Spiegelmom scraps. So, but I end up using Blues Travelers and the Holiday Tradition sequins, and I just sprinkle just a few, one a little bit right by my journaling, and the other one up by the balloons. And really that just kind of does it. So it's a really simple layout, not very heavily embellished, which for me, I like to really embellish. So this is, even though it's busy, it's quite a busy layout, it's actually quite simple for me. So stay tuned for the close-ups, and thank you for watching this and helping me kind of get through this little funk I've been in lately. And like I said, you might not notice it, but I've really been struggling. So I feel better now though. This layout was my let's get back to work layout. So thanks everyone so much for watching, and I will be back on Friday with another video. Bye!